What's good? What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the show recap with Mo, where we're getting ready to get into another trailer breakdown of Tyler Perry's Sistas. But before we get into this thing, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shit that's going down, alright? So the episode we're getting ready to get into is Season 7, Episode number 5, titled Hanging in the Balance. Now, the synopsis for this episode states Danni is apprehensive about returning to counseling until she reveals past trauma that could be the reason for her present choices. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this thing. All right, so I just got one thing to say to y'all. Are you guys ready to rumble, right? Because listen, in the previous episode, we saw Zach coming into Karen's new shop, and he was walking around all proud and with his chest up and out because of the conversation that he had previously with Danni, telling him that it would be great for him to go and talk to Karen, and tell her what he wants from her, which is a DNA test, right? But instead of going in there, like I stated in my previous episode recap, if you have yet to watch that, please make sure to do so. I stated that he should have gone into her establishment with respect, sat down with her with respect, and, just simply say, what's on his heart, how he felt, and how it would benefit the both of them to get this resolved, right? But instead of doing that, he goes into the shop, screaming her name. Of course, she comes out like, what's good? I'm here. What do you want? Why are you screaming my name? And now Zach is like, look, I didn't come here for no celebrations. Like, it's good that you got this establishment off the ground, but I'm here to get a DNA test, all right? Because I want to know where we're going from here. Of course, the look on her face, and as well as her assistant's face in the back, Miss Pam, she's a little shocked, all right? But she can't be too shocked, because I don't know one man that is willing to just pay child support without having adequate proof, right? But the issue is how he approached the situation. You see what I'm saying? His presentation was off. So I'm just thinking, if he would have went in there another way, would it have been different? But unfortunately, we don't even know if that would have been the case, right? Because at this point, Karen is pissed. And she was like, how in the world are you coming in here? In my establishment, on my new space? And you gonna come in here and accuse me of sleeping around? And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Karen. Now, you did just so happen to have another DNA test ran, right? And that was on Brother Aaron of the pulpit, of the cloth, right? And now all of a sudden you get mad at me because I'm questioning if this child is actually mine when you had another man take a DNA test before me? And now all of a sudden you pissed off? Like, I'm with you when you're right, but right here you're wrong. Like, I could get you being upset because he's embarrassing you in front of your folks. And we're going to deal with Lil Buddy in a minute, talking about Trey. But it's embarrassing. Like, I do feel like he could have handled this situation better. He could have taken her off to the side, as I stated, to resolve this issue respectfully. Now, at this point, she has no choice but to stand up here and make an ass out of herself in front of her public, in front of her people, in front of her clients. So I don't know how that's going to benefit her neither way. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lose-lose situation to me, because if you sitting up here going off on me and then it just so turns out that I'm not the baby's father, then that's a loss as well. Now, it's all bad, y'all. It's all bad. Like, am I dreaming? Am I like Biggie, like when he was like, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazines, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. And I'm like, hanging pictures on the wall. Like, what's going on here? I mean, this whole situation with both Karen and Zach and people screaming, and then all of a sudden, Trey shows up. Now, let me go ahead and deal with Trey real quick. Trey, this ain't none of your daggone business, bro. Like, Zach ain't put his hands on her. Nothing like that. They're having a man-to-woman conversation. Actually, an ex and ex conversation. Like, they have history with one another. And it just so happens that this brother right here may potentially be the father of that child that's in her womb right now. So for you to come up here and make your presence known to me when you ain't in this conversation, bro, we got a whole different situation going on here. And you see the smirk on Zach's face like, oh, really? This is the dude? This your man right here? He obviously don't have enough sense to know that this ain't his conversation. Like, so I'm like, please don't do anything, Zach, to get you in trouble. Let this young man say what he needs to say and move the hell on. You know what I'm saying? You got too much writing on this. Like, everything is okay with you right now. You got your business, well, you got your business going. I don't know what you're doing right now because I don't never see you at work. But what I'm saying is, you got your thing with Fatima going. Everybody is happy. Everybody's moving forward. You're finally getting things together with little Mike and all of these things. You're setting everything into order, Zach. Now, you don't want to take steps backwards by dealing with this dude that has nothing to lose. He's playing with house money right now. Unlike yourself, where you have everything to lose. All right, so moving on from there, we see Andi and Hayden in this scene, right? So as we recall from the previous episode, after Mr. Leland passed away, it left a vacancy for one of the manager partners for the law firm. So, both Andi and Hayden, yes, that's what I call him, HH. So they are both seeking this position, right? Now, Hayden has went to the extreme by asking Gary to assist him with, getting this role. On the flip side of it, Andi has Fatima in her corner. Now, as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, who has the better support system? So you got Hayden with Gary, who we already know he wants to take Andi down by any means necessary to get back at her for getting at him. So he feels, right? And then you got Fatima backing Andi, who we already know don't give a damn about Hayden. Definitely don't give a damn about Gary. So she's willing to do anything, right? For Andi to get this role and position, right? Because it benefits to both of them. So I'm like, I don't know who got it. But what I do know, somebody gonna get it, right? Somebody's gonna get the daggone role. I just don't know who it is. Anyhow, from there, we see a scene with both Danni and Tony. Now, Tony is saying, please don't shut me out. Now, we saw in this trailer as well that Danni is actually sitting down with the counselor for the very first time, for real this time, instead of just, shucking and jiving and pushing the lady off to the side. It seems like she's actually dealing with her issues, which I'm actually happy to see that Danni is actually dealing with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Go on and deal with it. And Danny's going to be better by doing this. So I applaud her for doing that. Now, let me just say this. I'm not for sure what they're talking about, what Tony means by don't shut me out. Are they having a conversation about what transpired or what was discovered throughout the counseling, session that she had? Like, don't shut me out. Like, give me another opportunity. Like, what are we seeing here? Maybe we are seeing the end of Tony, or maybe we're seeing the beginning of Tony actually moving in closer to Danni, right? So from there, though, we head over to the restaurant where we see Jordan and Andi, and he's sitting up here talking about not all of us are liars. So I'm assuming that they're having a conversation about Gary. I mean, at this point, we can only assume that's who they're talking about. Maybe she shares the information that was given to her by, his sister, maybe. Or no, that would be too deep. I don't think she would give it up just yet, unless she has a little more intel, but I don't think she would give it to him just yet. Shit, Jordan could be working along with Gary. I don't know. Like, you never know what people do with the money. Like, what did he do with the money that he had from Gary? Like, what did he do with it? You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, going on from there, we go from being suspicious to desperate, right? And what I mean by that, we see Sister Sabrina, beautiful as Sabrina, conveying a message to this man who has already told her that I'm not interested in having kids. And she's telling him that I'm interested in freezing my eggs. So if you're telling a man that does not want kids that you are interested in freezing your eggs, what in the hell are you telling me for? I'm not interested. And Sabrina, as I stated in the previous episode, you don't have to agree with me. I feel like she's wasting her time with Rich. If that man does not want kids unless you are able to persuade him, but he seems like a man who has already made up his daggone mind. Now, the man that you had at one time, he wanted to give you the world, but you didn't want him to be in your world because you didn't like the way he got down, which I understand, to each his own. But at the same time, you're expecting something from Rich that he really doesn't want. So who's the fool now, Sabrina? Like, he's already let you know from the get-go what he wants and what he doesn't want. And obviously, you didn't hear him when he said it because now you're bringing it back to him like he didn't say it. And then he looks down like, okay, here we go with this conversation. Once again, like, didn't I not, articulate myself the last damn time? And now we're having this conversation again? Like, this ain't gonna work. It's not. What I say yesterday? Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. It's not going to work. Come on, Bishop. Rest in peace, bro. But yeah, man, it's just crazy that Sabrina is going through all of this for a man who has already told you what he wants in life, what he's satisfied with. He doesn't want a house. He doesn't want any of that. He prefers to live in a condo. He prefers to have cats. He prefers all of these things, and it seems the complete opposite of what you want. So I'm like, maybe you should have listened to Maurice when he said, okay, what's the problem? And you told him, and he was like, okay, who wants kids? Well, your friend Sabrina does. And not only does she want to be a mother, but she also wants to be a wife to a man that loves her. Not saying that he can't love her, but he's already told her two things that she needs in her life. He doesn't want to remarry, and he also doesn't want kids. So move the hell on, Sabrina. Don't waste your daggone time. Now, maybe you can go back and get Calvin. Maybe you can crawl back and say, look, Calvin, I was wrong. Leave the white woman alone. Come on back home. Hell to the no. Anyhow, man, moving on from there, we see Fatima telling Andi that she believes that Hayden is up to something, but she can't put her finger on it at this time. She knows it's something, but she can't figure it out. So, my suggestion is to go ahead and sick them goons on him. Scare him up, rough him up a little bit, do what you need to do. Maybe he'll stop a little bit and allow Andi to get in the forefront. Now, who knows how it's going to fall out? Maybe, he falls back on his own. Who knows? But anyhow, right now, it looks to me that he's going all in to get this position, right? So going on from there, we see Hayden and Gary on the phone once again. Hayden is sitting up here telling Gary that, you don't want this Andi situation to go too far. So I'm sitting here like, what is he talking about at this moment? Like, does he not want Andi and Jordan's relationship to grow? Or do you not want them to, figure out things? Like, what is he saying here? And then Gary reaches for his middle console and he got that thing in his hand. And he's like, oh, I'm on it right now. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's about to go down? Now, I do recall from the early trailer before the season started, we saw someone being rolled out on a stretcher. I'm like, who in the hell is that? Now, my prediction was it could have been Gary, but I don't know because the way that the stretcher looked, it looked like somebody was, gone, right? They've been unalived, but I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts down below, who you think it is, what's going to happen, what the outcome would be in this situation, because what we do see is Andi and Jordan leaving this place. Gary is spying on them, and then he grabs for the boom boom in the middle console. So what's about to go down? What are your predictions in this situation right here? Anyhow, that's pretty much it for this trailer breakdown. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I always enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shit that's going down. Until next time, I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.